Hello, 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 hi. Welcome to all the first time users. Thank you for downloading it just to see me. How's everybody doing? Sup. Walaikum salam. Oh, one of my friends was asking about it in the gym. I don't follow soccer. I've told you guys. Not big on. Is it a new hairstyle? It's not supposed to be. It's supposed to be like a normal one. It's just messy. I just got back from the gym. When does it know? I think the 15th of December is the first episode. Okay, wait, I'm not liking my hair. Hold on, let me fix it. Wait. Better, okay, better. What's up? I'm not sick. I just don't have makeup on so you guys can see my dark circles. What's my alarm story? It was just an alarm, like snooze, like the Periscope is happening in 20 minutes. I was in Dubai like last night. No, night before. What? Oh no. So yeah, so that tour thing, Europe travel thing, it was planned as a Shravan Sumo thing, and I'm not allowed, but I'm not supposed to talk about it in detail, so I can't tell you what it is. But it'll be out soon. Like you guys will know soon. I think in a couple of days they'll put out at least a teaser. But yeah, when they told me about it, it was supposed to be a Shravan Sumo thing, and I think for 2 weeks or 3 weeks it did stay like that. I got this when I was in Dehradun, around before Diwali or around Diwali. I'm not sure exactly when, but that's how it was planned. But then something changed. I don't know what. That you guys can ask. I don't even know if I'm allowed to tell you who is doing it. But yeah, you can ask those people. But I don't know what changed. But now it's not that way. And Entertainment Tarka is quite late on the news. Yeah, I think if they had printed this like a month ago, it might have been. How's Dubai? I don't know. I was just in the airport. The airport was cool. Got some new earphones. Sick. I don't have a next show yet, bro. Next project. I mean, the trip is coming up, so you guys can watch that. I'm in there in like, I think 4 or 5 episodes out of 13. Not sure exactly how many episodes. 3 or 4, I think. 2 and 2, 4. I think 4 of 4. Ronit was supposed to come out right before I left for wherever I went. He was supposed. We all went out, so I met Tarunima. Uday came through. Dilip sir also came through. Like he was out with Uday, so I was calling Uday, and Dilip sir came on the phone, and I was like, "Sir, come join us." And he actually came through, and we were chilling. So I met him. Ronit was supposed to come. He was flying to Malaysia to see his sister next day, but I think he passed out because he stopped answering his phone. I mean, we all got there around 12, so I can't blame him because he had a flight the next day. But Ronit was supposed to come. He couldn't come. Ranjit was in Punjab, back home, like taking a tour. So yeah. But I think we'll make a proper plan because all of these plans happen like at 9. I'm like at 7 or 8. I'm like, Tarunma, like, what's the plan? Message everyone, let's get together. And then obviously people are busy or something. So I think we'll make a plan in advance and then meet up. Satyajit sir called me today. He's in Dehradun. He's visiting some relatives after a very, very long time. So he called me to check if I was in Dehradun. I'm here. But I'll see him when he's back. So yeah, those are the people I'm in touch with. No season 2, no update. I just told you when I'm planning to meet them. Yes, I did buy the earphones at the duty free. Storytelling, yes, I do have a story. You guys are gonna love it. You guys are gonna love it, and then you guys are gonna get pissed about it. But don't get pissed about it because अब जो होना था हो गया है. If you promise you won't get pissed about it, make a big deal out of it, I will tell you the story, and I can guarantee that you will like it. I did get new sneakers. I got they're right here. I got these Jordans, and this is one colorway. There are 2 more colorways available which I might get, all white and all black. I don't know about all black, although I love black, but all white will get dirty really quickly. I don't know, I'll see. Let's see. Ow. This worked out way too much. Everything hurts. Do you want to say something about my show? Which show? Please specify. My shusha is US 12. I have already explained the Europe thing. Watch it when you guys have time later. Story in some time. Let it build up. And first, all of you have to promise that you guys will not create a fucking ruckus. Sorry, you guys will not create a ruckus out of this. Towel story I've told. How many times should I tell it again? Towel story, there's nothing else. It was just, it's the exact same scene, but it had to be reshot because the stuff around it was changed. So you guys saw the scene where she tells him that, like, you know, like, as soon, I'm just in this marriage for my Nanaji and whatever, like, after he passes away, I'm done with this marriage. So it's the exact same. There was nothing different, like the same dialogue and everything. It was just, I was in a towel. Yeah, man, I overworn my black stuff. I need to get some more. I did watch their Zindagi, that's why I tweeted about it. Dance class or acting class? Not yet. I just got back. I've been traveling a lot. I'm gonna start soon. Yeah, I have to start soon. I have to do a lot of things, man. I'm so out of shape. I have to get in shape again. From the wide duty, I picked up some earphones. I did like Fantastic Beasts. I just thought, like I said, the tone was way too kiddish at some points. I mean, they sold it as kind of like, you know, the beasts are going to escape and he's going to spend the movie catching them, which I thought was, like, it was cute. It was really cute, but it was, like, really kiddish. And then the parts with the, what's it called? What was the thing called? The child thing? Somebody say the name. When am I leaving for what? Damn it, I'm completely, yeah, oh sorry. Yes, Obscurus. That part I thought was very, very dark. And then I loved the end. I think I really... Like, the other guy is great, but I love Colin Farrell, and I think they should have kept him in the role because he was doing a really good job. I think I avoided spoilers there. Not obscure, Obscurus. I have no wish to work with anybody in particular. I will work with anybody. It is neither do I have the luxury nor am I really worried about it. Like, it's not something I really think about. It's my job to work with anybody or everybody, and I don't have any hang-ups about working with anybody. Not that I get to choose, like, very clearly. I don't get to choose, but I wouldn't want to. Whoever is cast, it's actually great that you get to work with different people. I think that's been fun, working with different people, because I do miss my show. Obviously, I miss एक दूसरे के वास्ते. Everybody knows I miss एक दूसरे के वास्ते. I already told my views on demonetization last time. I don't think they've changed. I think things have calmed down a bit, but yeah, pretty much the same thing. Action really bad. I'm watching all NBA highlights right now. No, I'm not following anybody. I think since Kobe retired, I don't have any particular person, any particular team I want to watch. Yeah, Warriors, Cavaliers, OKC. Russell Westbrook is killing it. Yeah, man. When is the goddamn Sherlock season gonna come? Like, they release 3 episodes and then we don't get anything for 2 years. This is ridiculous. I did see the Coffee with Karan episodes. I saw Shah Rukh and Alia. I think I missed 2, and then I saw Ranbir and Ranveer. My network is great. You guys need to step it up. Yeah, call your provider. My views on Trump. Oh, sorry, shouldn't laugh. I'll get called insensitive again. No, man. I think I tweeted that tweet and then it got misinterpreted a bit. I think people didn't realize it was more like incredulous laughter, like wow, like did that really happen? Kind of like that. Because I think even Donald Trump couldn't believe that he won. When it actually happened, it was like the whole world just kind of went like wow, really. I think he was just like a rich guy who was just doing it for shits and giggles, and I mean, people say he's dumb, but he's not dumb. I think he figured out exactly what a huge population, part of the population wanted to hear, and he said it. I don't think I mean, he does have his flaws or whatever, but I don't think he's exactly what he pretended to be. But he's really smart in that he said exactly what a lot of people were waiting to hear, and he figured that out. And even though it made him look like a dumbass to the rest of the world and to a huge part of the United States, it got the job done. And I think that's exactly what he was aiming for, and somehow it actually magically worked. I also think that Hillary Clinton wasn't a very, very strong candidate. Like, when you look at Barack, a lot of people are like, oh, he's black, that's why he won. No, that's not why he won. He was a great candidate. Like, if any color, he was a great candidate. He was articulate, he was educated, he had a great plan, he inspired confidence. And the fact that he happened to be black was just like an afterthought if you looked at him as a candidate. But he was a great candidate. Like, he was a great candidate. People were really excited to vote for him. Whereas here, by the end of it, like, it seemed like Hillary's 2 big things were like, 1, I'm not Donald Trump, which, to be honest, is a good point, and 2, that she's a woman. And she had her own scandal going on with the whole email stuff. So when you look at it, it kind of makes sense in retrospect. Obviously, it's still kind of hard to believe that Donald Trump is the president of the United States. At the same time, I think a lot of people overreacted in that they were like, oh, now racism is legal. Racism never went anywhere. You look at Trayvon Martin case last year, you look at all the shootings that have happened. I follow a lot of sports, so a lot of athletes are refusing to stand up for the national anthem before games, which is like a big thing there. Before any event, high school, college, professional sports, they have their own, they play their national anthem and everybody stands up. A lot of people are refusing to do that. So racism hasn't just been born because, or it got legalized because Donald Trump was voted. The fact that he's voted is a symptom of the racism that exists in America. I mean, among other things. And the thing is, I've studied there for 4 years, and I was in one of the most tolerant places that you can find is Portland, Oregon. People are very laid back, people are very accepting, but still there was racism there. So I think it's kind of a trend that you need to act a certain way on social media when these things happen, and if you don't react exactly how other people think you should, then you get called names and stuff, which is okay. I mean, I'm not gonna sit there and write essays like I've just said all this. I'm not gonna sit there and write it because some people want to misunderstand what I'm saying. That's fine. That's on them. I mean, it's okay. But yeah, I think if people are crying sitting in India about something that's happened in America, and then the next 2 days later they're talking about Big Boss and stuff, I'd rather not do that. I'd rather just say what I'm thinking and get on with life. I know at a certain age, like when Barack Obama won, I put his photo as my profile picture. Because at that age, you feel like, oh yeah, I mean, I'd just come back from the United States and I was more involved there. But still, like now I look back, I'm like, so there's a certain trendy way to react which I didn't do. I'm not gonna apologize for that. It's okay. I think I've explained myself enough. I don't have to explain everything I say. Which is kind of why I kind of took a step back. I think after the show ended, I kind of went offline because show khatam ho gaya, so people couldn't talk about that. So they started talking about me personally, which I'm not okay with. I think that's pretty clear that I don't like people talking about me, and that's calmed down a lot. Most of you are very, very mature people and very sweet people, and all of you have been very nice. There are certain people who are like, well, Shravan's not there, so now you act like Shravan. And if you don't act like Shravan, we don't like you. Or they... And honestly, I can't even be mad at them because some people have some issues with me, but they don't know the whole story, and I know the whole story. So if I get mad at them, that's really dumb. Of course, there are some people who just take it too far. I think Fan was a great movie, but this whole Jabra thing, people need to relax. I really regretted saying like people have no chill because it's like say whatever you want, do whatever you want. Be like, hey man, I'm like a Jabra fan, so I can do it. Or oh, Namik knows we have no chill, so we'll say or do whatever we want. Or the other thing is shipper. Oh, we're just shippers. Like it's harmless, and sometimes it is. I understand. It's part of the show. When you keep it to yourself, it's absolutely harmless. It has nothing to do with me. If that is what you want to do, go ahead. Know the limits. I think anybody with a brain can tell what we are comfortable with and what we are not comfortable with. It's nice if you're considerate in those matters. Like, look at what happened with Ranveer's interview. They read them a fan fiction in the interview, and he wasn't comfortable with it. And I know where the interviewer got it from. I watched this show. If you guys, you guys are kind of young, but okay. What's this show called? Graham Norton Show. It's this talk show that happens in England. It's a UK-based show. It's on BBC. It is the best talk show ever. People, because celebrities drink. So on the show, so it gets really funny sometimes, and it's just a great show in general. He's a great like interviewer. So on that show, they had James McAvoy, Michael Fassbender, and Wolverine, Hugh Jackman. All three of them were there last season, and Graham Norton read out some fan fiction for James McAvoy and Michael Fassbender, who are very, very good friends. Obviously, the internet being the way place it is, because they're good friends, people started shipping them and started writing stories as if they were a couple. And Graham Norton showed them pictures and read out like the titles of their fan fictions, and they laughed, like they found it funny because they've always found it funny. They made it clear that they find it funny. So it's okay if you bring it up in front of them. And if go watch that clip, it's on YouTube. Just search for James McAvoy and Michael Fassbender react to fan art or something. It's a great clip, like because they're having a blast during it. On the flip side, Ranveer Singh has made it absolutely clear that he's not okay talking about his personal relationships. So why would you shove it in his face or like put him in the spot like that when he's there promoting a different movie? I don't get that. He is by far one of the most open celebrities who goes out of his way to interact with his fans, and sometimes people misunderstand that and say that he's he's going over the top or something, which is okay. I mean, he's a great guy. He comes to my gym. I've seen him interact with people. He's a great guy. If you meet him, I guarantee you'll remember meeting him because he goes out of his way to make you feel like you matter or like you're a real person, not just like, oh, come like take a picture and go on. I've seen people like that too. And if somebody is giving such a huge part of themselves, opening up such a big part of themselves, why would you go after the one part where he's absolutely not comfortable? I mean, can we not? Is that fair? Like, to treat a person like that? I don't think so. And it's absolutely right that he got kind of offended, because that's his personal life. So I think context matters. I think people should realize where the lines are, because especially if the other person's made it clear. Maybe if you don't know if the person has spoken about it, then it's okay. But if a person's repeatedly spoken about it, respect that line. It's a nice thing to do. It's a normal thing to do. No, you can't say jabra, shipper, or this justifies it. It does not. At least I don't think it does. And personally, I'm not okay with that. Anyway, rant over. With Jim, why are you going to show up there? I did not shoot for CID. You guys have seen the... Oh yeah, because I put up the picture of the CID team. No, what happened was the whole 21-year thing that they've rolled out, the promos and stuff. So I shot for that. And this was way back. So, I mean, I think it's been a while. I shot a couple of promos and they took pictures and stuff. But obviously, because Ekduje Vaste is not on air, you guys won't get to see that. It doesn't make sense if they air it now. What does fitness have to do with roadies? The trip is on. I have 2 more days to shoot. I'm shooting on Monday and Tuesday, and I think then we'll be done. We just had some patchwork left. So a couple of scenes, and then I'm done. Yeah, we know. Yes, there is a new story. Hold on. Should I start? नहीं, मैं तो 1 घंटे और बोलूँगा, तब जाके स्टोरी सुनाऊँगा, क्या कर लोगे? Okay, now all of you promise, you're not gonna like get crazy about this. Shit. Okay. Okay, so I'll start off with, how should I start this? So I've told you guys that when the show started, they had like a very fixed plan till the insult thing, and even after that, I think for a while it was very, very fixed. But then after, I think 50 or 60 episodes, Dilip sir used to come in, and even in the middle sometimes he'd come and he'd give us the brief for like the tentative plan, like the big picture plan for the next 2 or 3 months. So I remember I knew about Aditya and Nirmala coming around 3 months before it happened. I mean, so that is how far it's planned. And it changes obviously when you tell somebody the story this far in advance. It changes. So there was a storyline that came that got changed. That happened around after Aditya's entry, around the Mehendi part. No, Nirmala Dal was planned. The Dal was the first. It was the script. The script was like Shravan was angry for the audition. That was how it started, and he was saying like, you know, मैं वो जगह ही बंद करा दूंगा जहाँ पे दाल बनती है. So the lines actually did come through, but some things changed even in the middle of that, because that happened on what, like 60th episode or something, so quite a bit down. Yeah, I'm like I'm figuring out how to say it or how to tell you guys what happened. So yeah, so you guys need to know that these things change all the time. That's how TV works. And we get to know about it quite a bit in advance. So which is why it was funny when people were like, oh look, like I think Namik's, because some online on location video came out and people were like, oh my god, Namik's upset ki Aditya aa gaya, like maybe he feels threatened. I was like, I knew about it 3 months ago, bro. Like I've known about it for a while. They even asked me like, dude, do you have any brothers who are as tall, or like, you know, tall and they can play Aditya? I was like, not really, no actors in my family. So this happened, and where does it start? So do you guys remember when the haldi was happening in the Pushkar Preeti wedding? No, I'm going to tell it properly today. Even if it's slow, I'm going to tell it properly. So when that was happening, there was this episode where Shravan kept hearing Lalaji and Kamini fighting, and like the ego thing kept coming up, and Lalaji was like, "Tum apni ego mein ye kar dogi," and it was outside Lalaji's room, and they're coming down, and Shravan hears them fighting, and he says ki like Lalaji says something ki like रिश्ते सब कुछ बर्बाद कर देते हैं. And even before that, when they're leaving the house, Lalaji is like Lalaji and Kamini are fighting, and Lalaji says कि लाइक तुम किसे, मतलब तुम ये सब जो अपना ड्रामा कर रही हो किससे हर्ट कर रही हो, तुम अपने बेटे को हर्ट कर रही हो ना. तो एंड एज ही इज लिविंग श्रवण स्टॉप्स एंड सेज कि लालजी ऑल ओके, एंड इज लाइक यार देखो ये ईगो के बीच अड़े रहते हैं, और कितना समझाया कि सारे रिलेशनशिप खराब होते हैं. सो ही स्टार्ट्स पिकिंग अप ऑन दीज थिंग्स कि बिकॉज ही सेड कि लाइक यू नो till you ask, I'm not going to say whatever I have to say, because she didn't come to drink coffee with him. So yeah, so that happened, and so in that scene he realizes ki maybe he's being a bit weird. So after that, there was that scene where Pushkar and Shravan are in the room, and Shravan is kind of lost, and he's telling them कि he's Pushkar just come back and he's like हमें ये नेक मिला and मुझे नेक बहुत पसंद है, and Shravan is kind of like and Pushkar is like क्या हो गया, and Shravan says कुछ नहीं. So he's like अच्छा आप भी वो कुछ नहीं वाली टीम के मेंबर बन गए, बताओ ना क्या हुआ. So Shravan asked him कि अच्छा पुष्कर तुझे क्या लगता है कि जो ये ईगो होती है क्या वो एक रिलेशनशिप को बर्बाद कर सकती है. एंड पुष्कर से तो एब्सोल्युटली बर्बाद कर सकती है, क्योंकि मैंने तो जितनी भी रिलेशनशिप ख़राब होती हुई देखी है वो ईगो की वजह से होती हुई देखी है. बट श्रवण से लेकिन हमारे जो रिलेशनशिप को जैसे ट्रीट करते हैं वो तो हमारे हाथ में है ना. एंड पुष्कर से बट भैया कि जब भी रिलेशनशिप में ईगो आ जाती है तो उसमें डिसीजन की कोई जगह ही नहीं रहती, बिकॉज इफ़ इवन वन ऑफ द पर्सन ईगो से दोस्ती कर ले उसका मतलब कि रिलेशनशिप ख़राब हो जाएगी. So now Shravan is really thinking like maybe you know I really messed it up with Sumo. Meanwhile, the whole thing is happening with Ramnath and Sumo, and there Ramnath is telling her that don't you have to stay away from Shravan if you want Preeti and Pushkar to be happy. So there's that scene where Sumo is lying in her room and she's writing S on her hand in Mehndi and saying Sumo ki Shravan, Shravan ka Sumo. याद है? हाँ. So at that point Shravan calls her and she picks up the phone and he says Sumo, मैं जो भी कहूँ प्लीज़ ध्यान से सुनना और बीच में कुछ मत बोलना, क्योंकि आज मुझे तुमसे जो भी कहने जा रहा हूँ वो तुम्हारा सुनना बहुत ज़रूरी है. And Sumo is like a bit like what, and he says कि Sumo तुम जानते हो कि हमने अपनी ईगो के चलते कितने मोमेंट बर्बाद कर दिए। वो मोमेंट्स जो हम एक साथ बिता सकते थे, जिसमें हम दोनों खुश रह सकते थे, बहुत खूबसूरत यादें बना सकते थे, वो हमने लड़ते लड़ते निकाल दिए बस ईगो के चलते, कभी तुम्हारी और अक्सर मेरी। लेकिन अब मैंने डिसाइड कर लिया है कि मैं ईगो को हमारे बीच में नहीं आने दूंगा। उस दिन मैंने तुम्हें कॉफ़ी पीने बुलाया और तुम नहीं आई, और मुझे बुरा लगा, और मैंने बच्चों की तरह ईगो में ठान ली कि जब तक तुम नहीं पूछोगी मैं तुम्हें नहीं बताऊंगा। वो शायद जल्दबाजी थी, लेकिन अब मैंने इस बात के बारे में बहुत सोचा है, और मुझे पता चल गया कि अगर मैं तुम्हें ये बात नहीं बताऊंगा तो मैं कभी खुश नहीं रह पाऊंगा, क्योंकि जो कुछ भी हो रहा है वो तुम्हें मुझसे दूर ले जा रहा है, और ये मैं नहीं होने से सकता, क्योंकि श्रवण अपनी सुमो के बिना अधूरा है। सो प्लीज़ कल मुझसे मिलने आ जाओ उसी कॉफ़ी शॉप में। एंड देन सुमो ट्राइज टू इंटरप्ट एंड सेज कि नहीं श्रवण मैं बिजी हूँ, एंड ही सेज नहीं तुम्हें आना ही पड़ेगा, क्योंकि ये बात कहे बिना मैं रेस्ट पे नहीं रह सकता और तुम्हें आना ही होगा। सो Sumo's kind of happy and sad because she's like, I love him, but she's also remembering Ramnath's words. But because he's being so insistent, she agrees to come. So then the next scene is that Shravan goes to the coffee shop and he's outside and he's really happy and calm. Like all of this, Shravan is really calm and collected because he's realized कि मुझे जो कहना है मुझे कहना है. He's not like freaking out or anything, but so he gets there and he's really happy. And before walking, he says कि I hope कि आज Sumo ज़्यादा इंतज़ार न करे. And he walks in and Sumo's sitting right there, so he's really happy कि she's there. And she also gives him like a tentative smile because she's in a completely separate zone. And Shravan sits down. He says कि तुम नहीं जानती कि तुमने आके मेरे लिए कितना बड़ा चीज़ की है. अच्छा मैं जो बात बोल रहा हूँ, एंड इतने में सुमो कट्स हिम एंड शी सेज कि श्रवण आज पहले तुम्हारी बात से पहले मेरी बात सुन लो. सो ही सेज कि अच्छा आज भी दादागिरी, चलो बोलो. लाइक ही इज ऑल लाइक yeah, like happy, he's got the letter and everything. And she says कि मुझे पता है कि तुम क्या बोलने वाले हो. So like पता है, कैसे पता है, क्या पता है. एंड शी सेज कि मैं जानती हूँ कि तुम उस दिन क्या बोलना चाहते थे, मैं जानती हूँ तुम आज क्या बोलना चाहते थे, और मैं जानती हूँ कि इस लेटर में क्या लिखा हुआ है. सो ही इज़ काइंड लाइक वाओ शी रेड द लेटर. एंड शी सेज कि लेकिन श्रवण बात यह है कि मैं हमेशा मैं दोस्तों की तरह सोचती थी, और मैं तुम्हें सिर्फ दोस्त की तरह सोचती हूँ, इसलिए मैं इस बारे में बात नहीं करना चाहती थी. लेकिन अब तुमने कहा कि साफ साफ बात करनी है, तो मैं तुम्हें बता देती हूँ कि मैं तुम्हें दोस्त से ज़्यादा नहीं सोचती, और हम कभी दोस्त से ज़्यादा होंगे भी नहीं. And Shravan is just kind of like what just happened, and he's like looking here and there and he sees a hand and he sees a S, and he looks at it and says कि तुम जो बोल रही हो, तुम्हारे हाथ पे जो S बना हुआ है, वो तुम जो कुछ भी कह रही हो उससे झूठ करार दे रहा है. And she looks down, she gets a bit flustered and hides it, and he says छुपाने से क्या होगा. But she says कि नहीं अभी तुम मुझे गलत समझ रहे हो, ये S तो सुमो के लिए है, और मैं तुम्हें दोस्त से ज़्यादा नहीं सोचती, एंड प्लीज़ मुझसे एक्सपेक्टेशन मत रखना. आई होप दिस डजंट अफेक्ट आवर फ्रेंडशिप. एंड शी वॉक्स आउट एंड श्रवण इज डेवास्टेटेड, एंड शी वॉक्स आउट एंड स्टार्ट्स क्राइंग आउटसाइड, एंड शी cries all the way to the car. She's crying and then Shravan comes out, she stops crying, looks at him, gives him like a big smile, and they both drive off. And he gets home, he's all like he's all sad. And Lalaji sees him walking up to his room all sad, so he follows him up कि बेटा क्या हो गया. And I think they've had a conversation about a like girl before this. I think वो जो मेरा है वही मेरा होगा. So he follows him up and Shravan is all sad and shit, and Lalaji is like Shravan क्या हो गया. And Shravan says कि he doesn't say anything, he just is almost about to cry, and he hugs Lalaji. So Lalaji understands, he's like अच्छा लड़की का मामला लग रहा है. So he doesn't say anything, so he gets कि लड़की का ही मामला है. So he says क्या तूने उससे अपने दिल की बात कही, हुआ क्या, चल मुझे बता. So he says कि लालजी मैंने अपनी ईगो को साइड में रख के मैंने उससे अपने दिल की बात कही, लेकिन उसने मुझे रिजेक्ट कर दिया. So he says, but तुझे क्या लगता है कि वो मतलब सच बोल रही है? तो he says, पता नहीं, मैं कंफ्यूज हूँ, कि मुझे पहले तो लगता था she loves me, but now I'm not so sure. So he says कि but हो भी तो सकता है, लालची से, पर हो भी सकता है कि उसकी कोई मजबूरी रही हो जिसके वजह से वो ऐसा कह रही हो. तूने पूरी बात जानने की कोशिश की. एंड श्रवण से कि अच्छा नहीं, अगर उसकी मजबूरी है तो मैं भी उससे कुछ नहीं कहूँगा. सो लालची मुझे लगा कि तूने तो अभी बोला था कि तूने अपनी वो छोड़ दिया. सो सेज कि जो भी बात है पूरी बात पता कर एंड डोंट गिव अप सो ईजली. श्रवण काइंड ऑफ लाइक ओके, won't give up so easily. Meanwhile, Aditya is goes to PCP to help Sumo, and she's like, no, I don't need your help. So he's like, what happened to that big place I showed you? She's like, it was too costly. And then he's like, अच्छा मेरे पास एक और जगह. She's like, no, Aditya, I don't need your help. And whatever place I have to find, I'll find myself. So and basically brushes him off. So Aditya is confused and he's trying to push her about it. He's like, ये लड़की मेरे समझ में नहीं आती. मैं तो help करने की कोशिश कर रहा था, मेरी help नहीं ले रही. So and Shravan's coming down. He's going for a run, and he is putting his earphones in, and he hears all this. And he's like, oh, so चाहे वो मुझसे जितनी भी लड़े, लेकिन मेरी बात सुनती है. And he takes it as a positive sign. He's really happy, like, you know, Sumo heard him. And running, he reaches PCT. चौड़ में दरवाजा खोलता है. And he's like, Sumo का है. And प्रीता इज लाइक, अरे वो तो गुंडे रवि शुक्ला है, आई डोंट नो व्हाट द नेम वाज, उससे मिलने चली गई है. एंड ही इज लाइक, व्हाट? वो तो बहुत बड़ा गुंडा. आई विल कम बैक टू दैट लेटर, डोंट वरी. एंड ही इज लाइक, वो उस गुंडे से क्या करने चली गई, चलो मैं वहाँ जा रहा हूँ. सो दिस सीन वाज देयर, आई थिंक, वेयर the guy, they're about to close the land deal, and he starts talking crap about Shravan, and Sumo gets really pissed off. And says कि like, तुम क्या हो, तुम तो उसकी छोटी उंगली के बराबर भी नहीं हो, and don't ever do that again. And basically gives up PCT's का जगह because he said something about Shravan. So Shravan is there and he hears all of this. So when Sumo comes out, he's standing right there, and he says कि तो ये सब क्या था. एंड शी इज लाइक, कुछ नहीं, मैं यहाँ से जा रही हूँ. एंड शी स्टार्ट्स लीविंग एंड ही स्टैंड्स इन अ वे एंड सेज कि किससे भाग रही हो. शी सेज, मैं भाग नहीं रही हूँ. एंड ही सेज, भाग तो रही हो तुम, आज ये सब क्या था. तो तुम अब भी गलत समझ रहे हो, ये तो मैंने सिर्फ दोस्त के लिए किया था. एंड ही सेज कि नहीं, ऐसा अपने दोस्त के लिए तो कोई कभी नहीं करता. सो शी गेट्स ऑल फ्लस्टर्ड एंड गोज इनटू अ लिफ्ट. Shravan follows her and shuts the lift. And she's like, Shravan, ये क्या कर रहे हो? He's like, नहीं, बस आज तो मैं सुन के रहूँगा, आज मैं तुम्हें ऐसे नहीं जाने दूँगा, तुम्हें बताना पड़ेगा कि तुम्हारे दिल में क्या है. So she says कि नहीं, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है, मैं तुम्हें उस दिन समझाया था. He's like, नहीं, या तो तुम मुझसे झूठ बोल रही हो या अपने आप से. And she is like, no, मैं ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. She goes and starts the lift again. He shuts the lift again कि नहीं, अभी तुम कहीं नहीं जाओगी. उतने में cut to downstairs, there's a crowd forming who is wondering what is happening with the lift. Cut back and Shravan's like, देखो, तुम तो जानती हो कि मैं तुमसे प्यार करता हूँ, और मुझे पता है तुम भी मुझसे प्यार करती हो, और मैं तुम्हें ये एहसास दिला के रहूँगा. ऐसे नो, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. उतने में कट बैक डाउनस्टेयर्स, रामनाथ हैज कम टू द लॉबी एंड इज लाइक, क्या हो गया, लिफ्ट क्यों चल रही है. इज लाइक, अरे कोई अंदर से बंद कर दे रहा है. सम गाय टेल्स हिम, लगता है कोई लड़का लड़की है. सो रामनाथ स्माइल्स लाइक इंडल्जेंटली, लाइक, ओह यंग किड्स. And we cut back to upstairs, and Shravan is basically like, अब जो भी हो जाए, जैसे भी हो जाए, मैं तुम्हें कहीं नहीं जाने दूंगा, क्योंकि मुझे एहसास हो गया कि मैं तुम्हारे बिना नहीं जी सकता, और मैं तुम्हें भी एहसास दिला के रहूँगा कि तुम मेरे लिए क्या फील करती हो, और जब तक तुम्हें ये एहसास नहीं हो जाता, मैं नहीं रुकने वाला. So Sumo is like, doesn't know what to do, and now finally Shravan moves and lets her press the button. The lift comes downstairs, the door opens, Ramnath sees Sumo and Shravan coming out, and he's like, what? And Sumo's like, shit, and like, he just saw us. So she kind of rushes past, Shravan's like all like yeah, like finally said what I had to say. He goes up to Ramnath, hugs him because Ramnath had given him permission, like go tell her what you feel. So he hugs him and says कि पापा thank you आपने मुझे बोला था कि तुम wait करो अपनी feelings को पहचानो क्योंकि अब मैंने अब पहचान लिया और मैं अब सुमो को अपना हासिल करके ही रहूँगा. And Ramnath is like what? And he, Shravan walks away. So yeah, that was the alternate scenes that would have happened. But yeah, then the story got changed. It gets changed. There are a lot of things that get changed. Then nothing. Then the story would have been different. But then the story was changed to what it was. So that's where it carried on from. And don't ever talk crap about our writers. They write amazing confession scenes. It's just that they didn't get aired. Like the last scene was amazing. No, it was not a logical ending. Come on, it's not a logical ending. I will always be attached to the show. I will be attached to anything I do. I am attached to the trip also. I hope it does really well. I hope I don't get jaded enough to be detached from something I'm doing, especially when like creative things. Things get changed. This is not exclusive to Ek Dusre Ke Vaste. I know writers who write for other shows, and they've told me a lot of times stories get changed. They get changed because of 10,000 different things. They get changed. There's no one thing that really decides it. Yeah, it had to be a rush ending. We only had 3 episodes basically to finish the story. I am planning to go to Dehradun again. I really miss my family and Hobbs. I'm gonna go chill there. Yeah, TRPs would have definitely shot up if this had happened. सस्ती को शौक भी नहीं है मुझे. No, you have to say the line to me like ये थप्पड़ तुम्हें बहुत महंगा पड़ेगा. Then I'll be like सस्ती चीज़ों का शौक भी नहीं है मुझे. नहीं, अभी मूड नहीं आ रहा. अभी फील नहीं आ रही. It's too sudden. Because I don't want to respond to each and every one. I don't have to. But this is a new rumor. People keep telling me like, hey, why don't you reply to my messages? I thought you reply to everyone. I do not reply to everyone. I can't reply to everyone. I've never said I'm going to reply to everyone. Whoever tells you this, they're lying. I'm interested in a lot of things, yeah. It's not up to me. It's not like people are lining outside my door and like I'm like, no, mujhe nahi karna. It's just like I have to wait. I mean, there are obviously things happening, but one thing I know, it's the story matters. The story really matters. So that is what I'm waiting for. And unfortunately for me, I guess personally, but fortunately, it is a good thing in general. But right now, everything that is getting made is women-centric because it's good. It's raising awareness, but as far as roles go, it's really hard to find a good role because most of the shows are about women, and the female protagonist is the center of the story, and the male is usually, you can call, if it's just lead for the sake of saying lead, is usually just like a side character, and I have no problem with that, but it's not something I want to do because I don't think it'll be challenging enough, and whatever I want to do is the character should be justified by the story, and that is all I'm waiting for. So yeah, there are a lot of things that I've heard that were all about the girl, and I don't know. I don't want to go from a really great character like Shravan to like even Adil is a great character. He's not there much, but he literally is some like a lot of people I know personally. So in that way, like I got to play something new, and it was really great. But yeah, I think the important thing is that the character I'm playing, which is the only thing I can control at the end of the day. Like I mean, I can't control the story, I can't control the TRPs, I can't control whatever happens. But the one thing I can control, I'd really like it to be well thought out, because I don't care how hard you try or how much emotion you put in something. If the story doesn't justify your character enough, and if it doesn't give you enough to do, you can be feeling all the emotions in the world. It'll just come across as overacting or forced. So uh, yeah, I think storytellers are the writer is the game. They decide whatever happens, and you have to. That is what I'm waiting for. Is something that really excites me when I hear the story. Like, wow, this character is going to be great to play. The travel show. It's not a show. It's a very small thing. You'll find out soon enough. Then I'll talk about it once they put out a promo or something. Did you think C acted? What? Others? It's not even a competition. I played one for 8 days, the other for 8 months. Yeah, lots of plans to learn dancing. I need to, man. Like, this is what I realize in this thing, travel thing. I really want to dance. I'm not, there are people who don't like dancing, like, who, like, they rather, like, be like, nah, dance is too early or whatever. I'm not one of those people. I really want to dance. I love dancing. I see videos of people dancing. I'm like, I want to do that. And I can't. It sucks. But yeah, I really want to learn how to dance, because it looks so much fun. Like, it is fun. Even when I do my shitty dancing by myself, it is so much fun. And I can just imagine when you're like a good dancer, how cool it must feel to be like some song comes on and it's like, oh, yeah, I can't do that, and it really sucks and it pisses me off. But you know what? I'm gonna work on it. I'm gonna get better. Acting classes are like right here. I can go whenever I want. You would not love to see my moves. You might see my moves on this travel thing and you'll be laughing your ass off. It's all about enjoying, bro, dil se. You know who says all this? People who are really good dancers. Like, hey man, just feel the music, man. Like, sometimes like choreographers will come and be like, "Acha, is part of just dance." I'm like, what do you mean just dance? Show me some moves. If I could just dance, then I'd be a dancer. I'm not a good dancer, so I can't just dance. Or people like, just feel the music, man. Just move with it. Just groove with it. I'm like, because you're a good dancer. Anything is easy when you're good at it. Then it's very easy to get advice. When you can't do it, then you can't do it. I'm sure like people, and dance is one of those things that people are just born to be good dancers. So I'm sure to those people it's just like, yeah, like do this, ho gaya, move. Whereas I'm just like, either my hands move or my legs move or my head moves all together. It's a mess. यूरोप का मैं अभी नहीं बता सकता. I've been told specifically not to tell. हाँ, A, B, C, D. Yeah. All of you smart asses must be great dancers. Dancing is something you don't think, you just do. Wow. See, this is the kind of stuff I'm talking about. Hey, why don't all of you try being tall? Because being tall is not something you think about. It's just something that happens. Look at me, I'm tall. हो जाओ ना लंबे मेरी तरह. नहीं तो. Okay, not really comparable, but still. That's what it sounds like when somebody says all that to me. हाँ सीखूंगा तो यार, like whatever happens I have to learn how to dance. I have dance videos, but you will not see them because they're horrible. Oh my god, I tried learning Malhari. That was a disaster. That was an absolute disaster. And yeah, three of us were trying to learn it, and we saw the video, and wow. No, that you will never see. I can guarantee you will never see that. That is just wow. Like, you know, my friends are really supportive, so when I used to send them videos, they used to be like, yeah, you know, like, you're getting better, or at least this part you did nicely. When they saw the Malari thing, they were just like, I just got this laughing smiley with the tears in lines. I'll do a dub smash. What dub smash do you want to see? डांस अवार्ड से बहुत दूर है बेटा, अभी बहुत सीखना है अभी तो. But yeah, the self-conscious thing, I think it's true. I really got caught up a bit too much. But I think I need to go back to how I was. It's weird though now, because everything I have to think about, because anything I say is like analyzed 10,000 times. Like sometimes I just write whatever's in my head and people are like, what does this mean? Like, iska kya matlab hoga? What is the second meaning? What is the layered meaning of this? And there's no layered meaning, man. I posted a photo of a chocolate and people are like, what does he mean by the truth? It just means that this chocolate is really good, it's slang, that's it. There is no like Da Vinci Code thing to get out of it. Now like, and pehle I just used to tweet or like write whatever, say whatever. Now I have to be like, oh my god, if I say this, what will people think? And it's really dumb. I think this is one thing it kind of was in my head for a month or two, and I think on this Europe trip, because I had to do things I was really not in my comfort zone. For 2 or 3, we were only there for 4 days, and 3 days I was kind of hung up like, oh my god, like मैं कैसा अजीब सा लग रहा हूँ, or this will look really weird. And then I was like, but why are you thinking so much about anything? Like, what has changed since you did a show? It's just a TV show. I mean, you're an actor. Like, तुमने कोई cancer solve नहीं कर लिया. So even if you make a fool of yourself, big deal. Like, people will laugh and they'll get over it. Not anything to like get caught up about. So I don't know what brought along this realization, but I'm really glad it happened, because I think it's time that I just start being myself. And the other thing, obviously, which I said last time, that I don't really have much to talk about right now, because I don't know, there's no work as such happening. Trip mein I can't tell you the story because it hasn't aired yet. The other thing I can't talk about. On a TV show I could tell you like a little bit. But yeah, there's not much happening. I'm just reading books, watching movies, TV shows. I've been traveling a bit. Now I'll be home a lot. And as I think if you kind of figure out that I don't like putting my personal life out there too much. And that was a big shift, that people were like, oh, acha, show nahi hai, so let's talk about his personal life, which I'm not okay with, and which is why I kind of pulled back a bit. So there were multiple reasons why this happened. I'm still dealing with it, man. I mean, I'm learning in front of you guys. It's something nobody can really tell you till it happens. And almost everything you do, somebody will have a comment to write. One of the weirdest things I get is like when people are like, oh my god, like, why do you write so much on your Instagram? Like, I've met people and they're like, oh, I saw your Instagram, like, why do you write such long essays? I'm like, because I'm educated. Why don't you? Like, why did you go to 14 years of school and 2 years of college to write one line in improper grammar where you write you instead of you? I mean, is that why you spent like a colossal amount of money? I mean, it's just weird. Like, I don't get what is so, where the pride isn't being ignorant. okay, you don't write it, that's your personal choice. I'm not coming to you but like, why don't you copy me and like write like me, write essays like me. Write whatever you want, write one word if you want. But when people like look at me kind of weird, like, hey man, like what's up with these long essays you're writing, I'm like, what is up? Like, where is it cool to kind of come across as semi-literate? If it is good for you, go for it. I'm not judging, but yeah, this is something. Usually, like when I write something long, there'll always be 2 or 3 comments like, "यार कितना लिखता है यार, क्या लिख रखा है इसने? Your things are so long. I get tired reading them." I'm like, you get tired reading half a para, you must be like a champ in school, bro. But yeah, I mean, look, I won't say anything to anybody, but if you're coming at me a certain way, and if I say something back, kind of ask for it. If you're trying to sound smart and you're failing miserably, and I can tell from your tone that you have an attitude about something, I will say something back. And if it makes you feel bad, deal with it. I'm not. Nothing has changed since Ek Duje Ke Vaste started. I'm the same person. I will continue to try to be the same person. I'm okay with the person I am. I love interacting with you guys. I really felt like interacting with you guys. That's why I'm here on Periscope. I actually went back and read found the episodes and read all the stories so I could tell it to you properly today. So this is something I love doing. I love doing it. I love talking to you guys. And there are been some people who made me feel like I should stop, and I'm not going to stop. And yeah, just because maybe like this show has done well for me, it doesn't mean I'm changed, or if I say something I'm suddenly being a bully. I'm going to be me. I'm one guy who just did a TV show. Nothing has changed. I live in the same apartment. I still take autos, which some people find weird. Like the other day I was like, yeah, वहाँ से मैं auto लूँगा. Like people are like, oh my god, you still take autos? Why not? I just did a TV show. I didn't like what? I did not solve cancer or something, man. So I'm going to be the same person. Come at me wrong, show me attitude, you'll get it right back. And if that makes you feel bad, hey, if I feel pretty bad when people show me attitude too. So yeah, I usually ignore them, but once in a while it's fun to, especially when I'm on my pre-workout and I'm amped up on coffee, and I go online. This is something I've realized: don't take pre-workout and go online, because the snark comes out. Wow, we have 2,000 people. What? Is this the most we've ever had? I think so. Bye, Shirin. Go enjoy. Oh, by the way, Faril, thank you so much. I got a call that the USB is here. So I'd asked for the episodes and Faril has sent them. I know Ruxar also posted Google Drive, and other people have been sending it to me. But yeah, I'm lazy, so pen drive is. Oh yeah, and I'm sorry. Last time I was a bit down when I did the Facebook Live. I was really not feeling well. The next day I woke up feeling like shit. So probably I kind of remember being slightly crabby, which is not okay, because it was the first chat in a very long time. I'm in a good mood. I'm in a very good mood. I think whatever the travel I've been doing has done wonders for me. I'm so glad I got to go out. And even though kind of made a fool of myself at multiple points during this whole trip, I'm glad I did it, man. It kind of opened me up. I mean, kind of brought me back to whatever I am like in real life. So yeah, I think it did good. I think the fact is that now whatever I do is going to be in front of you guys. So whatever mistakes I make, whatever idiocy I do is going to be in front of you. And if it has to be, I'd rather it be intentional stupidity than unintentional stupidity that you guys hear about. So yeah, I think Definitely need to. Definitely been good for me. I think everybody should travel. I think that's why they keep saying people should travel. I agree. कौन सा डब स्मैश करूँ? चलो, whatever gets the most names right here, I'll pick one. Start giving options right now. For the Arab people, thank you so much. You guys have really spread the word on the show. Thank you all. You guys are very, very sweet. You guys message me so much, and a lot of fan pages are doing great work spreading all the clips and stuff. I love that. Sometimes you forget what exactly happened, so you go back and see it. And yeah, this whole rewatch drive, everything's been great. I get to see clips randomly, get to relive some memories and remember some things that happened while we were making it. So it's always good to see. So thank you, all of you who've been doing this. Yeah, man, I think we are really lucky. I think ek duje ke vaste, the biggest thing to come out of it was the fandom. And even though some people have kind of gone off track, I can't really blame them. They don't know what's what I do. So you kind of take it with a grain of salt. But the rest of you are so sweet, man. So sweet. You're so supportive. And it's just growing with the Tamil and Arab version. I'm so glad people are liking it. Whatever you say, I mean, I think you guys have heard the other version, the full version of the Ek Duje Ke Vaste song, and you guys must have loved it also. I think when it came, even I didn't like it. I was like, "Arey, ye kya awaaz hai? Like Juben ki awaaz kahan gayi?" But he killed it, man. Like once you get past that, it's a new singer. He killed it, and the only problem is that when it aired on the episode, it hadn't been mastered properly. So that's why it sounded slightly strange, and it had to be done. It's TV, so it had to be aired. So they had to put the unmastered version, and it didn't come out well. People didn't react favorably, so then it kind of didn't get used, which is sad because it has some really nice lyrics. And Uday Berry, our creative director, he's written some of the lyrics. So yeah, I give him some props. Go tell him that he did a good job. अरे यार, आतिफ असलम सॉन्ग, आतिफ के पीछे पड़ गए आप तो. He's a great singer. I love a lot of his songs. CS cheap. गाने you guys want me to do गाने? गानों के कैसे डब स्मैश करते हैं? इसमें डांस करना पड़ेगा. डांस I can't do. What about the flex? What is the flex? Oh, the long thing you guys sent. That's what I'm saying, man. Let me look at that. That's awesome. Sundu. I know I'm going to mispronounce it. Sundoos and Company. Thank you so much for doing that. It's so sweet of you. Varun Dhawan का कौन सा डब स्मैश? Sing right now? No. Let's see. I'll pick some dub smash and do it. Put it on Twitter. Do a poll or something and pick something out. I don't know. कुछ तो है, not much तो है. Acha, okay. I think we're out of topics to talk about, so I'm gonna go get some dinner. Great seeing you guys. I hope you enjoyed this. You guys promised not to make a big deal out of the story, so don't. And thank you for being here with me. It's always great. I've missed talking to you guys happily, and hopefully there'll be more happy ones soon. But I'll see you soon. The New Year's coming up, so I'll see you around. If not before that, then Christmas or New Year's. Bye. Good night.